Hey guys, it's Gus, and I have 11 topics to talk about if you want to join me. Some of them might be boring, some are auction house, some are state of the game. But let's start on the first list. So, this is a common issue I'm seeing in Zone Chat. We're seeing it on Discord and Reddit, and that's the topic about MC weapons and what are they? Raptors, the tame velociraptors. So the deal is there is not one single piece of content in this game that requires a tame velociraptor or MC weapons. But there is not one single thing in the game that is better if you're not using these. They are too good not to use. The Raptor is the strongest companion bonus in the game. It's stronger than Neverwinter Night. It's stronger than Minsk. It's stronger than Batiri. It's stronger than whatever you put here in utility. It is the strongest companion equip bonus in the game. And I know there's a lot of people that have said, well, I don't need power. Well, if you don't need power, that means your build probably is not optimized. Because even with a Raptor, even with three times journals, and even with Legacy Sorbet, I can still be short on power. You don't. This companion power is too good not to use. Now, when you're running all the easy content in the game, Reapers, Voss, and all the scaled content, of course it's not needed. Most of that stuff it can almost be soloed, if not soloed. The Raptors come to play when you start playing groups. And where they're great in scaled content as well is when everybody in the groups buffed up and everybody's making each other stronger, you get through that boring, stale, old content you ran hundreds of times done even faster. So I never take off the Raptor, even if I'm the only one using it, and I never take off MC weapons, even if I'm the only ones not using them. And here's the deal about these: these are dirt cheap. These master weapons are dirt cheap. You don't need the new Fey weapons at all. You only need them if you're super sweaty. You can come here and get the MC weapons. They start 130,000, 200,000. This is dirt cheap for weapons that will last you for years. Because that's how long we've been using it for. They're too good not to use them. People are like, what about AoE? And the answer is, when did AoE become a thing? Because it's not a thing. Even if I'm soloing, I do MC. They're great if you're the strongest person in their group, and they're great if you're the weakest person in the group. Because if you're in the strongest person in the group, you're making the weaker, newer players better. And if you're the weaker player in the group, you're buffing the strong players who are probably doing pulling your weight that you're not pulling. They're just too good not to use. And I get it. A lot of players that I've been playing with for years are just so sick of the MC meta and just wish the game would put out something that we could earn in the game that we could use that are better because they've been using these for so long. They're just that good. And we have Tom weapons, we have the Mirage, we have Lionheart, we got the Bernie weapons, and they're all subpar compared to the MC weapons. That's how good they are. They make great teams better, and they make bad teams good. They're just there's no reason not to use them. Cost isn't an issue. You can get these in a couple days grinding your rough AD, and they'll last you for years. Um, the the companion. This is even an issue. The Neverwinter Night. Look at this. Let's go take a look, shall we? The Neverwinter Night is oh, I put in newer. The Neverwinter Night on PS4. Winter Never. Let's go. The Neverwinter Night is 1.7 million. That's at Epic. 1.7 million. Let's go to the Bateri. Look at this. Bateri is. Did I spell it wrong? Bateri. Or is it? I think I misspelled it, guys. Sorry about that. Don't mean to waste your time. Bati. Poop. So we're gonna go to companions and type in Bati. The Batteria is 615,000 for the one that just got listed. Basically 700K for a green one. 700K. And that's only partially usable, only on bosses. And then we go, so Minsk is the other one, right? Is, Minsk oh my god, why is it doing that? I'm totally messing up. Minsk is 700,000 as well. Look at this. Raptor. Let's see what this is. 400K for an epic. It's the cheapest companion you're going to use, unless you're talking about your utility slot. Then it's questionable. But your four offensive, defensive slots, the Tame Velociraptor is by far and away the cheapest companion you can get. It is the most powerful companion you can get. There's I can't think of a reason why anybody would not invest in these. They're too good not to use. Uh, the MC weapons are super cheap and they'll last you for years. Well, they've lasted for years. We don't know if they'll last for future years. Probably will, because MC really is great for the economy. Um, so MC and Raptors, you don't have to use them. None of the game requires it. But when you're running newer content like MTOS and you've never done it before, you're gonna get one shot a lot. These weapons help prevent that. And they let the tank survive longer so you don't rip the aggro from the tank. They help the healer heal harder so that everybody gets those juicy heals. These are MC weapons are just win 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 all the way around. And they're dirt cheap. Tamed raptors are dirt cheap. And I know it's expensive when you had built around an augment and put everything in power like your dominance and brutals, right? So yeah, if you switch over, you're gonna have to take those off probably and put on skill and aggression that I've been mentioning for over a year now to get while they're cheap. But that day's gone because I think a lot of people are switching over. So MC and Raptor, yeah, nobody needs it to complete any content, but most hosters are asking for it because a hoster doesn't care about your damage at all. A hoster wants to get a complete, a relatively fast, painless complete most of the time. And those weapons really help ensure that. Uh, and here's the best thing, because most of the complaints are stemming from people complaining about the hosters. Here's a really easy thing you can do. You can host MTOS or Tom or Crown of Keldagon or Tiamat or Master Demo and have make sure nobody's using them. See how those runs go. Your opinion will probably change. Hosters can ask for whatever they want, and the only way is to either join them or host yourself. Um, what's on my next thing? Oh, good news for PS4. I don't have the data for Xbox or PC, but look at our backlog. Our backlog went down below 28 million. Whoop whoop. Hopefully it keeps going down. I don't care if it goes down slow, as long as it keeps going down. Everybody wins from that. Keep it up, backlog. If you haven't checked out YouTube in the last week, Maverick and Galactic Underwear put out some bangers. Maverick, he's an HRPC player, put out another high DPS video. Quite funny, especially it's more funny if you know what he's talking about because you've participated in Master Demo, and then you'll understand what he's saying because it makes a lot of sense, and you can't help but laugh. So Maverick, high DPS, and then Galactic put out two amazing videos, like really good ones. They're bangers. Check them out. Uh, two times. Oh, so if you didn't notice, I can't believe it. They just now started dropping. These were 28K a couple days ago. So if you go look at rank 5 enchanting stones, they're 26,800 each. Holy shit, that's so high. That makes farming very profitable. And they're going to stay this way for a while because the next two-time refinement event is coming. The next two-time refinement event is coming. Where are you, two-time refinement? See, it's not for a while. Let's keep going. It's all the way in the middle of February, so we still got a month left until two-time refinement stones. So if you need a rank 5, you can either go farm Dread Legion and go get those, or you're gonna pay 27K, or you can wait till they drop. But man, what a great time. All those people who farm those are making a nice little profit off of those. Um, there is a trade bar coming sooner. It's in about 3 weeks. If you've never done a trade bar store and you've opened these lock boxes, the trade bar store has a lot of good stuff. Well, not necessarily, but if you're building your tune and you need insignia powder, these tokens cost 3 trade bars each. During the sale, they're 2 trade bars each, and the same goes for the comp tokens. So if you want to increase your bolsters, you could do it now. But if you wait just a little bit longer, you're going to be able to get them for a 33% discount. You might want to wait before you get those until the sale. So check this out. Go down here to miscellaneous and type in wand and search. And look at the Dragon Bone Wand artifact pack. 20 million. It's the only one listed on PS4. I got, I think, 8 of them. And I got them back when they were under 2 million. And people were laughing at me. I'm like, the 2 million price was cheaper than what it would have cost to buy it in the Zen store using the exchange rate. I'm like, these are. And then if you go to enhancement and look in wand, there was one earlier when I looked. Not those ones. Let's keep. Okay, there's the one right there. 3.5 million. This artifact is pretty garbage, but there's very there's not a whole lot of 1200 item level artifacts that you can get from the auction house because most of them cannot be unbound. And you might have some weird build where this helps out, where you need defense and accuracy and hit points. Maybe. But the thing about this is the rarity. Who knows how many are in the auction house? And the only reason why I think they went up is because when you go to the Zen market and go here to PAX, it was in here and it's gone. Who knows how long it's gone for? It may be gone forever. Who knows? But it's not in the Zen market anymore, and it's been this way for over a week now. So there may not be very many floating around on the PS4 community. There might be more on the Xbox and PS, but or PC. You might want to double check though. Um, oh, I'm gonna buy some of these right here. Watch. So this is a best in slot consumable, and it's a best in slot consumable because it stacks with every other consumable in the game, and you can't get them anymore. Oh shit, 12K each, 12K each, guys. Sorry, the prices. This will not make the prices go up. Me buying them, they might go up because I'm making a video on them. But I made a video on these last year. Ooh, yeah, I've got at least 50 stacks, maybe 100, maybe 10,000. I got so many of these things, and I'm buying them up because you can't get these anymore. You can only get them during the winter festival. And the prices generally go up throughout the year. And they have some really cool stuff like power, 1500 power, 1500 defense, 1500 accuracy, 1500 crit severity, and the best one, the 15% movement speed, the 15% or 1500 deflect. You can't get these anymore. They're gone. So people are selling them. There's a bunch of cheap ones. I know a lot of people aren't sweaty people trying to get that 1.5% more stats, but the sweaty players are, and they will pay a fortune when they're all gone. So you might want to invest in these. Next thing on our list is there's some things people are really messing up in the auction house. So if you go here to consumables and you type in magnificent pack, there's going to be a bunch of magnificent packs. And you're going to look down, and you're not going to want these. Ones are garbage. These might be worse than the current lock boxes. Actually, I would say they are. But sometimes you'll find, keep looking, keep looking. We're going here to the really expensive ones. There's 2 types of magnificent packs. These ones right here. And these are the ones that drop the guaranteed trade bars. These might be gone forever. So the only ones left are the ones in the community, the ones that the community currently has. And people keep listing these incorrectly at the prices for these ones, the really bad ones. So don't mislist them because somebody might, like me, will buy them and sell them for a huge profit. But this isn't just the magnificent lock boxes. This also goes for the Heroes Feast. Let me show you. Or is it the Grand Summer Feast? It's these ones with the pigs. And these are really good items. They give right there. They give power 2.5, accuracy 1.5, crit chance 1.5, crit severity. But there's one that's even better, and these are the legacy ones. And you got to keep going down. We're gonna find them. They're usually stupidly expensive, right? I'm gonna find them. So these ones right here are. Let's see how cheap these are. These are like 4,000 each. I'm gonna do some rough math. 4,000 each. Let's find the expensive ones. Let's find the expensive ones. Try not to skip over them. Okay. Not at the expensive ones yet. What was that? It. There we go. So this one is five. These are 15,000. No, yeah, over 15,000 AD each, and these give 5% power, 5% accuracy, and all the rest of the other stats. So it gives 14% offensive stats, 2.5% hit points, and 1.5% deflect. They're really good. They're extremely rare, but a lot of I think players that are returning to the game don't realize what they have, and there's two versions of them, so they list them at the cheap prices. Just be careful you list those. And the same goes for sorbets, the 5 and 10% sorbets, and also for the bags. There's two bags you will get from your if you're opening lock boxes. There's the 60 slot bag, and then there's the 72 slot bag, and they look very similar. They're both blue. But the 72 slot bag is more sought after by end gamers because if you have six of these, you're getting 72 more bag spaces. And bag spaces fill up so fast. It's such a quality of life improvement. So when you get these from the new lock boxes, the current one, they drop the 72 slot bag and don't get them mixed up with these and list them lower than what you can get for them. Um, this, I think, is one of the biggest problems in the game. And I don't think it's, I don't know a solution. And I don't even know if this is a problem. I might be completely wrong. When I joined this game, a player could be playing for 1 week and be doing all content in the game. Not just doing all content, contributing to all content. Because even though you may not be the best DPS or whatever, you could buff the group. Well, they got rid of most of those buffs, or they nerfed them into oblivion where they have almost no effect whatsoever. Now, where we're at is you can grind, get the absolute best gears, and still not be able to do hardly anything in the game. Let me show you. So I think I have all the best gears on, right? I have all 100% bolsters, which is a whole nother issue because that's stupidly expensive and a long grind. You're going to pay a ton or you're going to grind forever to get those bolsters, right? But here's the deal. I'm only 49k item level because I don't have enchants on, I don't have collars on, and I don't have the companion enchant, and I don't have insignias slotted. Insignias are very expensive, right? You don't need mythic, but generally speaking at endgame, most players are going to have most mythics. You don't need mythic colors, but generally at endgame, most players are going to have legendary or a few legendary. And you don't need 100% bolster in mounts and companions to be endgame, but generally you're not going to get be able to pull your own weight in most content without them. When I say end game content, I'm talking about not the easy stuff, not boss, not reapers, not the random queues. I'm talking about the trials and the MTOS. You know the content most people are striving to get into. I might be mistaken. I think you can hit 45k item level your very first day of playing this game without paying a single penny. Literally. 45k day one, not a single penny. But the problem is you can grind out all the best gears, which really aren't a grind. These boots are a grind, but you don't need these boots. I normally use either accuracy boots, which come from the seal store, which are free. You just do a couple racks and you get those. Or you can use your rusted iron leggings, which I use more than the accuracy boots, which are free in Valenhaus. You don't need these MC gloves. You can use the Dragon Hunt gloves. They're actually better in some circumstances. Anybody can do Dragon Hunts. Anybody can get this helmet. You can get this your very first day in Dragon Hunts. You don't have to have any number of you don't have to do like 75 Dragon Hunts to get it, right? You don't need these rings. I'm going to argue that these are not the best rings in the game. The Demogorgon set? Absolutely not. I very rarely use the Demogorgon set. This shirt is 2K AD. These pants you get for almost free. You got to pay some AD when you do the Dragon Hunts. But a day doing a couple racks day, 100K AD is nothing. You get that in half hour playing the game. You can get the best gears in the game, and you're not going anywhere in the game. When I say anywhere, it's the stuff people want to do because Master Demo, the drops pay a shitload of diamonds, right? The Demogorgon set. People want to do MTOS to get you can't get this without MTOS. You can't get these rings without MTOS. These boots are only from MTOS. You'll probably never use them anywhere else. A lot of players want MTOS though. But if you want to get to the content that's the most rewarding and that has the best drops, you're gonna have to get your game up, and that is not bolsters, which are a huge grind. It's not the gears. The gears are the easy part in the game. It's these enhancements, which a lot of people think these enhancements, how they changed the enchantments, was bad for the game. It was great for the game because we used to need, I think, 22 enchantments, and they gave 300 item level each, and people were paying over a million, shit, 2 million for 300 item level times 22. It was pretty absurd. The only reason I didn't like the enchantment change is because they got rid of the builds that we could make around them. They got rid of the debuffs. They got rid of the utilities, like well, we could get Prez wards from just killing stuff. But the debuff was the big thing. The movement speed was a big loss as well. And then these insignias, my goodness, the cheapest one you're going to see in the auction house for one that you'll never. The only reason why they're a million is because very few builds use them. The good ones are mostly around 2 million plus. And look at there's 15 of those slots. A new player is facing the world's biggest uphill battle right now, and they get an amazing build, and they're at 45k item level. And what can you do at 45k item level? Not a whole lot. Can you do Tom? Of course you can. Can you do Zero? I don't know if they changed the item level requirements for Tom and Zero. But we were doing those. I was getting top damage in Tom with a 21k item level build back when it first came out. Well, not the first week, but after a couple months when I started learning it and min maxing. The game's just evolved so much. I don't know if it's healthy because a lot of I said this on Discord, and a lot of people disagree with me. So people think there's too many DPS in this game and not enough tanks and healers. My observation, which maybe is incorrect, is that at end game, DPS is always the hardest role to fill because a lot of players have swapped to tank and healer because they're relatively inexpensive to make compared to DPS classes. And the players that have stayed around, a lot of players are quitting because it's too much of a grind for some people. Or instead of quitting, they just went and made a tank or healer, which are amazing. You need them, but they don't require the amount of investment that you'll see on most end game DPS classes. Uh, totally disagree with that if you want. It's just my observation. I do a lot of content though, and it's always what we're the most short of. Um, PS4, I believe, set a new MTOS speed record today. I didn't upload the video yet. I'm gonna try to upload it tomorrow. I didn't upload it yet because we're gonna try to beat our time tomorrow. We were so close to the 13-minute mark, so we want to try to get under 13. We don't care if it's 12:59. Yeah, that was good. A lot of teamwork, a lot of planning, a lot of coordination, a lot of luck involved as well. That MTOS is no joke. It's way harder than when Voss came out. This has been out for over 2 months now. When Voss came out, after 2 months, people were two manning this dungeon. People were four manning was done in the first couple weeks of Voss, but MTOS we might be able to four-man it. Maybe three-man. I think it might be completely out of the question. Two-man, no way in hell. Solo, that's not even a possibility unless there's some major glitch we haven't found yet. This dungeon is hard, guys, and everybody has to pull their weight. And if everybody's not pulling their weight, you have to have a huge, huge major hitter. And a lot of the big hitters that I know, they're not doing M tossing where they're bored as hell of this dungeon. They ran it to the ground because it forces us to run it to the ground because these rings, if anybody wants rings, they know how bad RNG is in this game and how RNG can take weeks to get one drop. And so a lot of people, they did this hundreds of times. They don't want to do it anymore because they finally got that dumb ring they were trying to get. And they're like, good riddance. When you put RNG in there, it really takes the fun out of a lot of these dungeons. And they did. I'm not saying they can make it better by taking away the RNG, but best in slot evolving around RNG is such a bad formula, in my opinion. I could be wrong, though. Unless they were unbound. If they were unbound, that would be a totally different story. People would be farming this nonstop, even now. Unfortunately, they put one artifact set that's unbound in there, and the thing about the tentacle, it's great looking artifact, but if somebody has it equipped, they won't get invited to most dungeons because there's a couple dungeons in this game you can't do if somebody's using that artifact. It's really bugged. So whatever value that dungeon had was removed when they included the bug with that tentacle rod. Um. Oh, last thing. So this kind of goes with the very first topic we were talking about. So we got we got these new weapons. What? I haven't looked at them yet. Look at this. They're collection points. So these gave me. I came and look. I got 20 collection points. And that's all they're really good for. They're basically just taking up your inventory because once you have MC weapons, you don't need them anymore. You just convert them to your parents' library so they don't take up inventory space. That's how useless those items are once you get your MC weapons. There might be some very, very, very specific, minute circumstance where they might be arguably better, but very few people are trying to one phase the third boss in MTOS, right? I haven't seen anybody try to one phase it yet. You might want to use those if you're trying to one phase it. 5 DPS group on the last boss, maybe those weapons would help. But like I said, it's very circumstantial and probably won't apply to 99% of the population ever in this game. So once you get MC weapons, you don't have to worry about having those really crappy weapons. Um, that's all I got. If you got any comments, please comment below. See you later. Stay class, Neverwinter.